Hello and welcome to 2023. We're continuing. I say we. I've got a robot here. Here he is. He hasn't got a name. Can you turn left? Oh, oh wow. There we go. And light on. That would be nice. Um, yes, with the robot, um, disobedient robot. Although it gives you character, gives you character. Let's try again. Can you close your grips and put your light on? That'd be amazing. Close grips. Light. Oh, oh, very good. I'm going to switch you off now because you're distracting. So, I don't know. I'm distracting you. You're distracting me. What we should be doing is the following. Yes, we should be not in the mining system. We should be continuing our Python version of Minecraft. That's what we're doing, and it says 2022. That's incidentally. Oh, let's just switch off the sound so my footsteps aren't too loud. It says 2022. That's just our seed. Maybe I should change the seed to 2023. Be interesting if it's kind of like very different. But I guess as a marker for what we did last time is we've introduced stone. I don't think I got around to doing the ruby, like Perlin I was going to say random. The point is we're not randomly placing stone or such things as ruby blocks anymore. What we're doing is using some more Perlin noise, just like we're using Perlin noise to generate the terrain, but in order to control where trees are and where stone is and other things. There's a lot of noise going on around me, so I think it's a sign from the gods that we should do. Oh, I need sound back on. We should do what I can achieve here. So this is my prepared code, and you'll notice when I do lots of things like blister mining, we get quite a satisfying effect, quite a satisfying sound. If you haven't been following the videos, a few videos back, I just recorded myself going whap, and then used that just to demonstrate how easy it is to use whatever sound that you want for when you're mining or building, etc. Actually, when I'm mining, oh yeah, I'm doing that, and then building. I can build a tree. Yeah, building, I haven't got anything happening, but I think, I know. When I collect things, that's when we get the pickup sound. Okay, so what we want to do is, I think, instead of my current situation, let's bring up the blue code, which is the current code that you can find in the link in the description, which will take you to GitHub, where it's like a repository. It's like an online place, if you're unfamiliar, for storing code and keeping track of when you're making changes to code, like version histories, things like that. So you can think of it, if you're just getting started with programming and everything, it's kind of like an online folder system, but it's much more than that. Okay, so what we're looking for is the collectible system, probably. And what I'm looking for, oh no, right, okay. What I'm looking for is anything to do with this audio. So I've got pop audio and I've got pickup audio. So I have found the right things. And what we want to find is when they're being played. Because what I think I'm doing at the moment is something quite unsophisticated, which is whenever I'm picking something up or mining, I'm just playing that kind of like out in the wild in the middle of the code. When what I really want to do is give each pickup, which is a little mini spinning block, which is waiting for you to collide into it, and then oh, sorry, robot, I just hit the robot. So it's waiting for you to collide with it, and then it gets added to your inventory. What I really want to do is for each of those pickups and for each block to have its own sound object that we can play. And then if we're doing something like blister mining or collecting loads of pickups essentially at the same time, all of those different sounds will fire almost at the same time, which gives you a really nice effect. Otherwise, if we've just got one object like this, it will stop playing when another one needs to be played. So you get these horrible like cuts in the sound effect, kind of stepping over each other. Or if one's already playing, which I think is the case, then and you want another sound to happen, that new sound can't happen until the other one's finished, and then won't happen. Okay, so in other words, we're going to handle our sounds more intelligently. So I'm just going down the collectible system since we've got some sound objects at the top. There we go. In what function are we in? In the initializing place. Oh, I see. So when we instantiate, i.e. create a new pickup, then we're just creating a sound straight away. But this pop audio object doesn't belong to this object, this pickup. So how have I achieved this in the main code? Presumably, I can just say this dot audio or pickup sound equals that object. I need to view the Explorer. I was just using the trackpad and I've got a mouse over here. Collectible system. Here we go. Close down the terminal. Give ourselves some more room. Wonderful. I'm going back to the trackpad. Easy to scroll down. There we go. Look, we've got pickup sounds. This dot pickup sound equals the same file. So, shall I try and copy? Let's try and memorize this. So it's pickup sound equals audio objects. That's an Ursina audio object. First argument you put in is the name of the file. If that's within your main project directory, just like images and models and other assets like that, Ursina will go and find it for you. But you could say, something like, which you probably should do, is have a folder called assets. Oh, I think I actually do. And then one called sound, and then pop, or whatever you've called your sound. Okay, obviously for this to work, you need to have a file called pop.mp3 there, if you're using exactly the same code as me. Autoplay is false, so we don't want it to play from, when as soon as the pickup is created or anything like that, and then looping onto false. Okay, so let's go and reproduce that up here. So again, I'm in the collectible system module, which we've written, and then in the initializer or constructor, down the bottom here, instead of just playing that like global sound object, we're going to comment that out. And let's say prepare our own sophisticated sound object. There we go. So we'll say this dot poo sound, I think I called it in my prepare code. So that's going to be a new Ursina audio object. We want to find pop.mp3. Then we want autoplay to be false. And we want looping. Is it looping or just loop? Looping equals false. And save that. Then I noticed, I think the next thing was, you can play with the levels of your audio. So I can get hold of him now, that exists, and I can say something like volume equals, I don't know, 0.2. I have no idea what value. Oh, I'm writing in JavaScript again. Okay, let's just go to the prepare code and see what on earth I did. Oh, the pitch. Oh, I see. That's quite clever. What we're doing is not setting oh, and it's loop, not looping. I'll remember that. I won't go and do it now. So what we're doing is, when we're generating our sound object, or initializing our pickup, a little bouncing cube to go and collect, we are giving a random like pitch to the sound, which we can change in the code like this, which is nice. So when we collect each one, it'll have a slightly different sound, which gives more texture to our soundscape. That's really nice. So I don't want to change the volume, I want to change the pitch. Presumably I could change the volume like in the way that I was beginning to do. So first thing, before I forget, yep, it's set looping to loop, and then it wasn't volume, it is pitch. Oh, interestingly, I think if you've got the correct property, like if I put penguin, that stays grey in my IDE. So volume was the correct thing. Presumably that will be normalized, meaning 0 will be silent and 1 will be full volume. So I'll just set that to 1 actually. I'll keep this in my code in case you want to go and fiddle that with that yourself. I'll say poo sound dot pitch equals 1 plus random. I must put the 1 because in testing the pitch was too low if we're below 1, something like that. Okay, and the random function will give us a number back between 0 and 1, so that's normalized as well. Can I just have access to random? From random import random. That's caused me some problems, hasn't it, in other modules where a random object is conflicting with, sorry, the random function is conflicting with the import. Anyway, keep that in mind. Okay, save, good. Right, so now the question is, if we're not playing our pickup here, oh, you know what, this pop sound might be when we actually mine, because if we're creating a pickup, then as that's created, that's the pickup sound. That's the a mining event that's happened. But presumably we want to play the pickup sound in here. Yes. So pickup audio play. So we don't want to do that. We want to say this dot poo sound play. Done. So a very small change there. So we're just handling it like within the class rather than the global object. So the question is, this invites the question, when do we play the mining sound? Really, we should handle that within mining. Let's go and see how I do it. First of all, so I'm back in my prepare code, the red code. Yeah, I don't play it up here. I could play it up here because that was working before, wasn't it? Oh, right, so this is the pickup sound up here, and that's pop. And then further down the initializer, just before we generate the model, I am indeed playing the, what's confusingly called pickup sound. So I've kind of swapped. When I'm when I'm mining a block, we hear the pickup sound, which I think is just like a dull, something like that. And we're just calling that E. And notice this is just like a local object here. It doesn't have to be a member property or member object of the collectible. Right, so let's go and basically copy this code because we're doing exactly the same thing, but we're going to use pickup mp3 and we're just going to call this E. So we can say, and then explain ourselves. So make a mining sound happen now, since if we have initialized, if we have initialized a pick up, we must have achieved some mining. And smiley face. Okay, file, save. It's going to file, save all. Oh no, that must have saved all. It's been grayed out. And let's go to main and play and see if we can hear a difference. Oh yes, robot. I forgot to go and change the seed. I don't think I display the seed. And it looks like I'm in the middle of wiggling the trees, some of whom are floating around. That shouldn't be happening. That really shouldn't be happening. Let's generate some more terrain. And it's still snowing. I mean, it is pretty cold. It's still January. But we shouldn't have the Christmas theme on. Also, my terrible snow system really slows down the code. I was saying that if I'm not generating the terrain, it feels pretty silky. It says 30 frames per second. And there's a panda. Oh, I missed you, panda. Right. I don't know. In the background here, I can hear my... oh, that was loud. Sorry, headphone wearers. I've got my washing machine going, but let's try and I'll switch down the sound. Sorry. Let's try some blister mine, or one at a time. So I'm not hearing anything there. When I'm... but I am hearing pickups, and that's really satisfying. They're actually overlapping each other, and you can hear them all, not interrupting each other. So that's working. Okay, so let's just quit and sort some things out. Right. Firstly, to-do list. Let's see what's going on. Audio pickups as a member property. That's done. But now just like 1.1 bug mining sound absent. What's going on with that when it shouldn't be? Okay, main, I need to switch off snow. Snowfall. I think I can just comment that out, and we shouldn't have snowfall happening anymore. Also in mesh terrain, presumably, we're creating everything nice and wintry, nice and like frosty. So that will be in generate terrain, surely. Yes. Generate wall, generate block, generate terrain. Stone, snow, ice. Icy. So this just wants, so if I'm less than -2, have I just added these? I don't. This is really redundant. I don't. Okay, these may be legacy. Let's just say below may be legacy from Christmas. Smiley face. Right. So when we come to see this in the future, we're like, why am I setting grass? And then stone makes sense when we're planting a stone, but why is it all bizarre like this? Okay. Oh, I know. I think this is supposed to be greater than 2. And that will be ice. ice, or snow. Snow, that's what I'm supposed to say, snow. And then we don't need that. Okay, so we've removed Christmas. We've embraced the new year, which reminds me, Perlin noise also wanted to change to 2023. Presumably that's going to be in Perlin noise, but we've got two Perlin modules. We've got Perlin underscore module and Perlin. Perlin module, I think, is the thing, like the proper package that I've imported, made by someone else, generally, to give us Perlin noise or access to Perlin, whereas Perlin.py is our own module. Yeah, that looks right. So, at the moment, well, I don't know if this is legacy. At the moment, I'm just creating a seed via the word yo instead of 2020, 2023. This dot seed equals 2023. We'll see if that makes a difference. I guess what I could do is just ramp up the amplitude, and then if I get this crazy terrain, I'll know that we are still using this module. It's been so long ago now. Okay, let's just run that, see what's going on, and then we'll debug our mining sound. Okay, good. Yeah, we've got absolutely insane terrain. This is like a vertical cliff. Whoa. Look at that. It's like the terrain is stretched out, so you've got these massive gaps in between each block. Oh, and the panda. Okay. Good. Right. So we are still using, for the main terrain, Perlin, just Perlin.py module. Okay. So change that back to 18. And then we have got the new, so this new seed of 2023 will be used. In my original, I did display the text. Sorry, not my original, my prepared code. I'm displaying the text somehow to the screen. Let's just go and see if I can grab that code. Do I do it in here? Yeah. So I've got 2022. Oh, I'm using a random one. That's how to create a random seed, so that I don't need to do that in my own prepare code. And I'm importing text and destroy. Oh yeah, so I'm destroying the, okay, I see, destroying the world, very funny. Okay, I'm going to explain all of this when I place it in here. Okay, so firstly, so I'm back in the Perlin module, and from the Ursina module, I'm importing text, so I can create some text. And I'm just creating a variable here called world, and with the text object that we've just imported from the Ursina module, I'm displaying our present seed, and I want 2023. Just delete that. Then I'm setting the scale of the text to 3, so it's nice and big. And I think the coordinates of the text on the UI system, Ursina's inbuilt UI, will be in the middle of the screen. So positioning is taken care of for us, and then I'm casting that number as a string object, so that text doesn't throw an error, but can display it. Good. Then in the next line, I'm using this destroy function, again, which we have to import from the Ursina module. If you want to import several functions or objects, you separate those in a list with a comma. You could do separate lines to say from Ursina import destroy on its own line if you wanted to. This is equivalent. And then the first argument then is what do you want to destroy? And what the Ursina destroy function can do is destroy entities, so models and objects and things that you've imported, including a text object, text entity. And then the second parameter is after how many seconds do you want it to be destroyed? So let's just comment that so we know what's going on. Destroy the text on screen after 10 seconds. Good. Right, that's done. So now we can keep a track on. We'll have a visual marker for what seed we're using. Right, we were in the collectible system, and clearly I've done something wrong here. Probably the name. E-pitch is one up. Yeah, volume seems to be fine. I'm making this in the correct place. I haven't got anything else called E, incidentally, in here. No. So let's just have a look at the prepared code, collectible system. Pickup.mp3, autoplay, good. I think did I just copy this over? I can't remember. Pickup.mp3, yeah. So, well spotted. If you haven't spotted it, I haven't written play. Yep. So make a mining sound happen now. So the previous one, we're just preparing one. We're not playing it until we actually pick it up, which is in the check pickup function lower down there. And in this constructor, we are playing this little object because it's finished. Do we want to destroy it then? Just thinking of the destroy function, do we then want to destroy E? Is this needed? Presumably, yeah, because, well, no, because the constructor will finish, and then this is just a local variable, so it will be destroyed anyway. Anyway, so that's a nice reminder to yourself, other people learning programming. They'll see this little comment and they'll, it'll get them thinking. Okay, so let's go and see if we solved our problem there. And I need sound back on. I haven't managed the levels very well, so the footsteps are very, very loud. Actually, that's maybe something I'm going to fix since we're looking at sound. We've got our seed displayed, 2023, which should be destroyed, and it is. I'm noticing some gaps in the terrain again. So that happens when we've got very steep terrain and it's stretched. And that will, it doesn't look very good, and it creates some strange things, like maybe if I destroy this guy, maybe this one. We've got soil there, and now presumably, oh no, okay. There. Now we've got one of these, maybe call them like wormholes, that you can, if you keep mining it, because we don't create an air block around the soil, it thinks we're digging underground, which is kind of cool. Right, anyway, I'm supposed to be mining. I'm not getting any sound again. Now the other reason, and the pop-ups aren't happening. Oh, that one is. Okay, that is working. It's just a bit quiet. So let's just get out of this hellhole. Smothered by a panda and I couldn't move. Firstly, footsteps might be in main module. Can we just turn down the volume on those? So we've got grass audio, snow audio. Global objects at the moment. So we're doing this in the unsophisticated way. Um, 0.1. There we go. We won't affect the snow for the moment. Yeah, this should be attached. I don't know. organized somewhere else. Although we only do need one object of it, we just need one instance, so it doesn't make sense to make it into a class or anything, or attach it to a class or anything like that. Yes, what's probably happening is I haven't got a pickup file. Oh no, what's probably happening is this guy. If we destroy this object, like billionths of a second after we've created it, we won't hear it. So let's just comment that out. Very well done if you anticipated that bug. And you were perhaps not screaming, but shouting or muttering at the screen. We're not going to hear it because of that. Right. Press G to get a bit more of a smoother experience. Okay. Footsteps sound a bit better. That's working beautifully. Okay, that's very satisfying. Job done. Okay, so Seed 2023, I didn't realise, is a lot different to Seed 2022. And it's not too nice. So let's go back. Let's go back in time. It's like a landscape of time to 2022. And maybe add to our list a new bug. What if, or a new opportunity for an algorithm to solve the problem if we haven't got a delicious flat terrain like this, where we can't see any stretching? How do we solve that problem? The easiest thing, but the least efficient, is to create 2 layers of cubes. The other thing we've got to sort out, hopefully in this video, although it is past the halfway mark now, is to sort out the tree placement. So that's happening because we are wiggling the trees so that they're not standing in like a grid, but we're using a sine wave to just wiggle it along where it's being placed. But its original kind of root is deriving from its original grid position, not its trigonometric position. So we need to just run the trigonometry before we ask for the height of the tree, etc. Let's see if I can just work that out from the code itself. So that's going to be, oh wait a minute, let's just go and update some to-do listy things. Right, so where are we? Video, yeah, mining sound absent, solved, done. There we go, so I should take away the word bug. Rocks, that's all done. Placement wiggle, oh, so we were doing it, so maybe I've forgotten what I did at the end of that video, so maybe I was in the middle of sorting that out. Okay, tree, and we need Perlin noise dedicated to the tree placements and things. Okay. So we're still within trees, I think. We should concentrate on trees maybe the next episode. And no, we need some mobs. Mobs and trees. So maybe monkeys, parrots, sloths, whatever else lives in trees. Okay, placement wiggle. So that's going to be in mesh terrain, presumably, or maybe the tree system. So I say plant a tree at that position. So in this module, mesh terrain, further up, presumably there'll be a plant tree. There's plant stone. Here's our trunky wonky. And there's the wiggle thing, so to disrupt the grid. So it's X and Z and X position. Lovely. Oh, I see. So when we're actually creating the blocks here, generating a block, we need to add on Z and X, although I am adding on Z and X here because I'm changing underscore z underscore x by the wiggle. Plant tree, entity generate tree. Maybe I'll do the wiggle straight away. Is that the thing to do? Right, save that. Do I have to save all? Save all. Go back to main and run. And possibly, why am I jinxing this? Within 40 minutes, we've got a video. Okay. Stop generating the terrain. I've got to generate a little bit of the terrain now. Oh, that tree looks suspiciously floaty. Oh, you know what might be happening? It might just be an off by one error. Meaning that the rest of the trees, if they are in the ground, are actually... No, I was going to say, are actually... Oh! That's not disappearing. So there's something, so it may be stuck in the ground. Okay, so I just need to... I do remember I've done something with the positions of the tree, like y+1. So maybe in... Maybe if I say down, oh, down here. No, wait a minute. I was going to say I could go from -1 there instead of starting at 0 for when building up the trunk, but it might make more sense to kind of clean up what I'm doing further on down here when presumably, oh sorry, I'm saying plant a tree, generate terrain I'm looking for. There we are, generate terrain. When I'm passing this to plant a tree, look, I'm saying make a tree at y+1, which maybe ruins things the other end. Or I've made it twice as bad now. And I did jinx it. We're under 2 minutes away from 40 minutes. So if I turn left to my floating tree, you're not floating. I can't remember who was floating before. This looks familiar territory. I'm getting no floating trees. Let's press G to stop generating terrain. So if I can mine you, oh no. It was definitely, okay. So I potentially made it worse. The trees are kind of like in the ground. So let's go back. So I think that's okay. Let's go back to the mesh terrain, and within 1 minute now. Okay, I'll say my goodbyes now. Thank you very much for watching. Just in case I don't get to say them before I solved it. Plant tree, this Y. So wiggle, so we do the wiggly thing. Then we generate a tree, as in, I think that gets some Perlin noise there or something like that. Oh no, so the tree system.genTree says, using the tree system's Perlin noise, should we generate a tree there? If not, it just returns 0 or returns null. But if we return true, no. Oh, it just returns. Okay. Oh, sorry. It just returns. Does nothing. Otherwise, we can get to this part of the code and we actually make the tree. So plus I. So presumably I just want to plus 1 here. And maybe plus, oh, maybe take that minus 1 away there when we're creating the crown. And then we should be exactly on top of the tray. Okay. Trees look okay so far. Oh, we've gone past 40 minutes. Oh, yes. Nicely matched up. Okay, so if I dig there, I should get a block, and then I should be able to mine it. No problem. Lovely. Oh, that's really satisfying. We've solved the floating trees problem. It was just a off by 1 error. And I think we cleaned it up in a fairly okay way. So we're not passing through, we're not presuming to build on top of where the terrain was. We're handling the position of the trees within that plant tree method itself. Okay, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time for some more mobs and things like that. Goodbye.